Hey guys, Joe here, and here we are for my Bayonetta first impressions. Now, I wanted to make a how-to or a how strong is Bayonetta a lot faster, but you know, it's been taking me a while because Bayonetta is such a weird character and I'm not quite used to how she really plays yet, so I'll try to do one of those as fast as I can. It'll probably come out in the next few days. Of course, the Corrin one already came out because I understand Corrin a lot more, but hopefully I'll be able to understand Bayonetta, and that's just kind of one of the weird things about Bayonetta. She's really weird to understand, and she doesn't really feel like she fits in this game. She just feels a lot different than most people, and I'm sure over time she'll fit a lot better, kind of like how Cloud was. But, you know, I guess it'll just take a little bit of time to get used to the character, and eventually she will feel like she fits in the game. Just as it is right now, she feels quite a bit weird. So, yeah, that's really just all I have to say to begin with. She's just really weird and a very different character. A lot of her combos just feel a bit different. A lot of her playstyle feels a bit different. I don't really know if she's supposed to space or go in. It's really kind of weird as playing Bayonetta, but maybe some of you guys have already figured that out. And speaking of playstyle, I feel like her playstyle just will vary a lot from other characters. It's kind of a combo playstyle, but at the same time, she does seem to have quite a bit of tools that will be able to space somewhat, and at the same time, she also does have that great witch time for that defensive pressure against a lot of opponents. There's just a lot of really weird different things that Bayonetta has, and I can't really tell if those equate to a very strong character, a very strong defensive spacing game, or a very strong offensive attacking game with little startup lag. I can't really tell where it works out, and I can't really tell where she's going to be exactly, but I can tell you that I feel like she's going to be a pretty good character. So there's at least that. Now, some of the stuff in specific I wanted to talk about is how her guns really aren't as useful as I thought they would be. Now, initially I thought the guns were going to be a really good part about Bayonetta's kit, maybe be able to space a bit, maybe be able to get a lot of damage after a combo. But in general, there really isn't much use of the guns. A lot of the times, you'll just kind of be using them after you use an attack, maybe get on 1-2%, and that's really it. They don't do almost any knockback. I don't think they do any at all. And of course, you just kind of hold the button after your combo, and you hope that it'll hit the opponent. Most of the time, a lot of your combos will end with something like an up B though, or just in a position where you aren't even facing them at all, so your guns won't even be able to shoot them. So that's just one of the things I really wanted to say. Her guns aren't quite as useful as I thought they would be. I guess they're okay. They tack on a bit of damage, but they aren't way too great. And especially the neutral B, that move is just not very good in my opinion. It takes a lot of time to charge. Maybe we'll be able to find out some nice text with this. Maybe someone will be able to space really well with that neutral B. But as it is, in my opinion, right now, it's just not the best neutral B in the game, and I don't know. It just doesn't feel very strong in this character. Other than that, though, of course, she does have a lot of combos, but the problem about some of Bayonetta's combos is that it seems like, as far as what I've seen so far from people's other videos, a lot of the combos can be DI'd out of, which means that they're more of kind of like strings. Well, a lot of the time, I guess people won't DI out of these moves, and a lot of the times you could do mix-ups, do different things and such, but a lot of her true combos seem to have turned into more strings, and that's not the worst thing ever. She still does have a lot of power, does have a lot of combos, a lot of different things that she can hook together, but of course, there are a lot of strings also, which aren't quite as good, but you know, I guess it's fine. It just feels a little bit weird. I expect more true combos from this character, but you know, strings are fine, I guess. Other than that, though, she also does have a lot less startup than I presume that she would have, and she has really not way too much end lag. Of course, after some of the big combos, her up B gives her a lot of end lag, and of course, her back air has quite a decent amount, I'd say. But other than that, she really doesn't have that much end lag or that much startup lag on almost any of her attack. Her jab is fast, forward tilt's fast, down tilt's fast, up tilt's pretty fast, neutral air's pretty fast, forward air, up air. Almost all of her moves are really fast, very little startup lag, very little end up lag, and I thought that that was going to be like one of the worst parts about Bayonetta, you know. She'd have a lot of startup lag, but then she'd have a lot of combos after that, but no, she has little startup lag, and that's what's making me think that she's probably an actual very strong character, because she has all these combos, little startup lag, little end lag, and when you just add all that up together, I feel like you really have a great character. But yeah, that really does just make a good character in my opinion, and I do think that she will be able to space at least somewhat. I think she'll be able to do okay versus a lot of the high tiers because she does seem to have a lot of spacing, a lot of combos, but I guess we're really gonna just have to wait and see how she does in real big tournaments. And of course, since the scene is already pretty old, I don't know how many people are gonna give up their old main for Bayonetta, but I'm sure that she'll do fine. You just have to put in a lot of time for her. After that, I do also want to talk about how her smash attacks mixed with that witch time are actually really insane, and just the combos off of witch time. Witch time is probably the best counter in the entire game in my opinion, even better than Shulk's, because you can get like combos started off this, you can just hit them, you can do a ton of damage. If you have a lot of damage and they have a lot of damage and you use witch time, essentially you can hit them multiple times and then end it off with a fully charged side smash, or up smash, down smash, or whatever really smash you want to do. and that just adds up to so much insanity. It kills so early. It does a lot of stuff. Witch Time mixed up with your smashes is really cool, and that's probably one of the main times that you'll actually use your smashes. Of course, Witch Time also isn't the most like end lag heavy counter in the game, so that actually means you can use it not really safely, but you know, safer than a lot of the other counters in the game, which is pretty cool, and you can't really miss this counter, which makes it even stinking better. Now, one of the other things that I was really thinking about with this character is how her recovery does somewhat suffer when you want to try to combo people, because when you are off the stage, you have to go up B, jump, up B, and then jump again. But if you wasted one of your jumps, you're kind of in really big trouble. If you go off the stage, you jump up B, and then you're done. You have that, and that's your entire recovery. That doesn't go way too far. So if you have been comboing the opponent, but then they somehow get out of it and hit you once, it's really easy for the opponent to go and then gimp you. So it's not the easiest thing in the world. I guess you do go somewhat high, but it's a lot easier than if you did not use your jump. So that's one of the problems I see with her in the future, but I guess it's not the worst thing ever. She can go at least a decent height, even with just one jump and up B, but that is a big problem that I could see. So in the end, in my opinion, as far as what I've seen so far, and of course this is just a first impression, so I can't really place her exactly on the tier list, but what I'm saying is that she's probably going to be at least a mid tier, and could even be placed a lot higher, maybe even high tier, maybe even top 10, maybe top 5. It really all just depends on the results that she gets, of course, and it depends if people figure out insane combos with this character. There's already been some stupid good combos that have been found out. Of course, a lot of them can be DI'd out of, and if we find any more combos, we just have to hope that those can't be DI'd out of. But as it is right now, it seems like she's going to be a really strong character, and it seems like she's going to be one of those things that really advances the meta and makes the meta a lot different. But at the same time, I don't really know how great she's going to do versus Sheik. I'm thinking that Sheik will probably have a pretty good matchup versus Bayonetta, so that may kind of cut the viability, but I guess we're really going to have to see it in the end, because I feel like Sheik will be able to space Bayonetta a lot better than Bayonetta can space Sheik, and Sheik just seems a lot more safe in my opinion, but I guess we're really going to have to see in the end. And in the end, I'm sure that this character will be playable, and I'm sure that if you put in your time and try to learn Bayonetta, you will not be let down, and she just seems like overall a really good character, and a character that I want to personally put some time into. I want to secondary Corrin. I'll just play Bayonetta for fun, but she does look really enjoyable, and I'm really hyped for seeing her more in the future and more in tournaments. With all that said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Of course, this is first impression. Some of the information might be way out there, might be way different than what you're thinking, but this is just what I'm initially thinking after the release of Bayonetta. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to press that like button and comment down below what your own first impressions are of Bayonetta. In the short future, I do want to release a how strong is Bayonetta and a how-to for the Bayonetta character, and of course, I also want to do a combo guide for Bayonetta, where I pretty much just team up with one of my friends and try to show you every single combo that we have figured out with her, and a lot of the strings and the other stuff that we figured out with Bayonetta to make you a better player with that character, because, you know, that'd be pretty cool, and I hope that that helps you. With all that said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.